welcome back to the Citizen Show. I hope you're all staying safe and well. A bit of fun today. Yeah, we did our, obviously, match day programme away watch. We did a league table, and of course, Watford won that. The programme's up there on the wall. And as I was looking through the programmes, City's programme's not been great this year. But I like covers. Certain covers think, oh, that's a good cover, or that's a good cover. So just a little bit of fun today, and I've ranked the top 10 of the programme covers for the season 21-22, and there may even be a City one or two in it as well, even though the contents aren't great this season. Certainly not as good as that Watford one up there on the wall, that's for sure. So just a little bit of fun. Just look through the covers, and ones that I would be happy sort of sticking in a frame, if you like. I'd have them on the wall. They just look nice to me. It's just I'm no great art lover as such, but I do like a little bit. I do like nice stuff. I do like to look at nice things. Always look for retro, of course. I'm a big history fan, as you know, so anything like that. There's certainly a big wedge of these programmes have got some historical significance today anyway. So I've put them in an order anyway, just for a little bit of fun. I've ranked them as well. I've ranked them in a bit of an order just to give it a countdown from 10 to number 1. So we're going to have a quick look at the my favourite 10 programme covers of the 21-22 season. Please, if you like what I try and do, try a little bit quirky, please press that like button if you like this today. And of course, if you're not subscribing already, please press that subscription button and tell your friends as well. Lots of City stuff, of course, on the channel, all different things I do, obviously past, present and forever, I say, don't I? So hope you enjoy anyway. Right, let's start at the very bottom. Let's start at, well, it's not the very bottom. There's a lot of programs that didn't even make it, didn't make the cut. So we'll start at number 10. Yeah, we're talking this one. Yeah, that's not bad, is it? That's not bad. It'll pop up on screen, then I can put it down and just have a quick chat about it. Yeah, sort of FA Cup final size that, but it wasn't quite the FA Cup, of course. £5, of course, was one of the most expensive. We go back to March the 1st, 2022. Of course, Peterborough against City in the FA Cup 5th round. £5. So as I said, a bit expensive. Even an FA Cup final programme was about a tenner, 12 quid, and semi-final ones sometimes are £5, but all a bit smaller than that. But if it's supporting a smaller club like Peterborough, yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a great image up there. The content wasn't great. It was actually bottom of the table. Yeah, Watford up there was top. This was actually bottom of my league table at the end of the season. But so not great inside. A lot of adverts, which again, all credit to Peterborough. You got to try and make the money while you can, haven't you? But it's always nice when you've got an away programme that features visiting clubs players on the cover. In this case, of course, City players on the cover, and it's also the biggest, of course, of all the 10 I'm going to do today. There's no other that size, and the one I bought back in 1981. There'll be an image on screen there as well. Yeah, a little bit bigger than that one. Not many pages in that either, but a big difference over 41 years, of course, from the 1981 programme to this one. And it's just a great cover. I just like it. It just stood out. It includes both teams' badges. 3 Peterborough players, of course. I've not had a lot to see who they are, but I was always interested in Sterling, KDB, and Foden, of course, who feature for City. And just a great poster feel to it. As I said, put a frame round it, stick it on a wall. I'm quite happy with that. And I think it's got a great sort of memento as well for fans, certainly Peterborough fans, perhaps young fans who just like football. Certainly Peterborough fans to sort of keep that as a memory of playing, well, let's face it, the biggest team in England at the time, which is great for these smaller clubs like Peterborough, for fans young and old, of course. So, yeah, that was my number 10. So that got into number 10. And then we're going to go to number 9. And yes, it will be a familiar one to you, because you can actually see this one sat up on the wall as well. Yeah, only number 9. So we didn't make number 1 as far as the design and the cover's concerned. But I like that. I like that design of this one. Good one. Great colour. That's our school colours when I used to play junior football. We'll talk about that later on another one. But yeah, like a sort of the Hornets, of course, with Watford. So this gets in at number 9. So of course this game was played on the 9th of December. Sorry, December the 4th, 2021. back in time. And it's always great to have a homage to someone, isn't it? And on the cover of this, you've got a sort of retro feel. You've got the sort of 60s sort of circles there, so a bit time tunnely, a bit weird looking. And it does have a sort of retro feel, but a bit of a modern touch to it. It's a bit like the programme. That's probably why it was top, because there's such a good mix of stuff in the programme as well, from layouts, from style of the page, from the paper used as well. Yeah, very sort of like the paper that's been reused. It's that sort of feel. It did really well. Very, very modern. And it's a centenary, of course, for Watford. And it was looking back. This programme paid homage, of course, to a player to players who performed great feats at Vicarage Road. And one such person was this Charlie Livesey back in the 63-64 season, who apparently was the standout in that season. Very nearly saw them get promotion back to the top division at the time. I think they just failed at the last hurdle. But it's just a great tribute to Charlie Livesey as well from 1963-64. I think he only stayed there a season and a bit or something like that. But a great programme, a great image. As I say, one I could easily frame and stick on the wall. That takes us to number 8. And number 8, another homage, if you like, to an old player who'd recently passed away. And if we go over to our wonderful friends down the East Lancs, Liverpool, and of course, that gentleman there, we'll talk about him in a second, but a great glossy programme as well. Nice glossy programme, nice layout, that one. So we're going back, of course, our number 8 is 3rd of October 2021, of course, Liverpool versus City. And this guy, of course, played, obviously involved with England for the World Cup finals, of course, in '66. I think he played about 34 times for England, but of course a legend for Liverpool and England. Sir Roger Hunt, so he was Roger Hunt to me when I was watching football, but obviously he was knighted, as I think all the World Cup players were, weren't they, at some stage, or certainly most of them, I think. I'm not too sure on that one. And it's just a great image. I mean, it's a great image of him emerging from a tunnel, obviously, in the 60s by the looks of it, looking at the crowd, looking at the guys with the ties on and the girls' hairstyles. Yes, there are girls in it. I mean, I don't remember too many girls going when I was first going to football. It's mainly a male-orientated sport. But I think as the 60s came, in the swinging 60s, I think girls were getting a bit more involved. And those boots were great. He got a great pair of boots on. And just the whole thing brings back great memories, because that was the sort of time when I first started going to football matches. And of course, that football he's got there, I don't think it's got laces in it. I mean, my first ball I kicked as a kid was a Casey with laces in. But I think when they got soaking wet, you didn't want to put your head on them, that's for sure. And it was certainly hard enough to kick, never mind try and head the thing. But I thought that was just a great picture. At number 8, of course, Sir Roger Hunt. And at 7... guys who've now left the Premier League. We won't be getting a programme off these next year unless we play them in the Cup. And again, another sort of retro harking back as a homage to a player and an old picture, great old picture, that great old kit, of course. And we're talking, this is 2nd of April 2022. Which, of course, was Burnley against City, and that is Andy Lockhead. Adorn the cover of this programme. It's nice to use the younger picture of him as well, because my recollections of Andy Lockhead watching him play against City were of a classic comb-over a la Bobby Charlton back in the day. But simple image, great kit. That was the sort of kit with the V-neck collar that was popular at the time. In my first school kit, I said I'd talk about that in the junior school. We had a V-neck, but I think the kit was sort of handed down from about the 50s. So I was at junior school, 1969-ish, around that time. So I think the kit had been around for a long time. It's on its last legs, in all fairness, but it'd been handed down. We didn't wear it often. We probably only played about 8 to 10 games a season anyway. So it's just one of those kits with that sort of V-neck collar, which were obviously popular. So obviously the round collar came in, didn't it, in the 60s and 70s, but at that time it was the V-neck. So there you go. A nice image, plain, simple, but very nostalgic. And it's just a nice looking programme. It's always a nice colour, isn't it? Blue and maroon. We'll be wearing that as I'm recording this next season again. So that'll be nice to see anyway. So even though it upsets people like Burnley and West Ham that say we're just copying them, they don't know anything about history, do they? Right, let's get on to number 6. I just mentioned West Ham, didn't I? So there we go. Well, this is the first of two actual West Ham programmes who get into this top 10, so that's good. And they were quite high up in the ratings as well. So there you go. That's the one we're looking at, which is the Carabao Cup. Well, it's our cup. It's nobody else's cup, but it will be next season, hopefully. So we're going back to the 27th of October, 2021. West Ham versus City, of course, in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. And it's just celebrating as well. October was Black History Month, so probably why you're thinking, well, why is it all black faces, brown faces on the cover there? It was just obviously celebrating that as well, so a double thing. And West Ham had picked some talented, and I like this, he picked some featured talented young artists for this season and illustrators to do the front covers, which I think should always be the case. And this, of course, was by long-time West Ham fan, a guy called Steve Krieger. Of course, the image depicts various West Ham kits with, interestingly enough, there's 6 players on it, but there's the collars. Yeah, there's a couple with the same collar, so I'm not sure why there wasn't 6 different colours. But so I'm not sure why. But as a caricature, I just thought it was a really nice cover at the time when I got it. Oh, that's a good cover, even without knowing about the Black History Month, etc. It's just a well done, if you like, hand drawn cover, which I always like anyway. So that takes us to number 5. And yes, we're going back to Liverpool, but more importantly, we're going back to our guys. We're going back to City versus Liverpool. Yeah, I said we managed to get 1 or 2 into the top 10 City programmes into it. So not great inside, but that's a great cover, isn't it? I mean, obviously, we're going back to the 10th of April, 2022. City versus Liverpool. This is at number 5 in my top 10. And of course, as I said, the City programmes are not been great this season. Been mainly just players showing on the front, of course. But we did veer away from that a couple of times, and I did love this one purely because the theatre style marquee, of course, with the time it was on and the match. I just loved that. I'm a film lover, as you know. Well, you might not know, but I am. If you watch my film vlogs as well. And it's just that marquee with the now showing City versus Liverpool and the time and stuff like that. I just thought it was great. I just thought it was well done. And then you've got KDB, Bernardo and Silva up front and centre. And of course, in the shadows, you've got other past and present players. There's one I couldn't make out. I can just about make Jesus out. There's someone next to him, but even on the original, he's not very clear who it is. So I might have to get a magnifying glass out. But you've got Sane, you've got Aguero, Dzeko, David Silva. I think you got Milner as well. I'm not too sure about it. They've got a back of a head. It looks like Milner from the back, but I don't know. You have a look, guys, if you've got it. Let me know what you think. So, as I said, my programme might be a little bit dark. If you've got one that's clearer on the images, let me know who's next to Jesus as well. But an excellent cover. I loved it. I loved it at the time. I still like it now, and that makes it into the top 5 as my 5th favourite programme. And the 4th one, into 4th spot, quite a simple one. Again, involving Liverpool. We're talking, of course, the FA Cup semi-final, aren't we? Very plain cover. It's just I just like the simplicity of it. I just like only £5 as well, which isn't too bad when you get down to Wembley. Retro and modern at the same time, and of course that style was reproduced for the other semi-final, the Palace versus Chelsea as well, with their respective colours. They didn't have our colours on it. Not sure about the City sky blue shorts. I know we did wear sky blue shorts with our kit at times. I remember playing I think it was a derby match, Old Trafford. I'm sure we wore sky blue shorts at one stage, but I would have preferred perhaps white. But I'd say it's just a retro thing. It doesn't mean it's an actual kit as such, so I think we have to take that on the chin. But not a bad effort. Nice simple font as well. I like the font on it. There's just lots of space, and just the sort of new Wembley with the arch, but it's sort of done in a very simple. Even I could probably get something like it, which I like. So I did like the simplicity of it. So that's why that goes into number 4 for me. I'm back into number 3, and a team we featured before. I did say there's going to be another one. Again, West Ham United. So again, a similar sort of hand-drawn image on the front cover. Again, another homage, if you like, but to a player or a person that's still with us at the moment. So yes, we're talking the 15th of May 2022. Not the greatest result, but great. I just think it's a great artwork. Of course, it's a tribute to Marc Noble, which was his final game, of course. But it was very interesting. Yeah, the only downer with that, if you look at it, it's a lot of Betway, isn't there? There's a lot of Betway involved. It's very interesting Betway taking, all right, they're the sponsors, they're the guys who pay the money, but I don't really like that as such. I mean, obviously, it's all over the programme with Betway on the shirts. I'm not too sure. And there's some shirts without anything on, so I think they've sort of rubbed out the other sponsors. To me, I would have preferred to see Mark Noble in all the kits that West Ham had worn, perhaps since he played for him. It was a long time, with all, or as many as you could, at least one from each season, with whoever the sponsors were at the time. I think that would have been fair, but obviously Betway have had their say and said, oh, you can't. I think they can say, I'm just jumping to conclusions. I might be getting it all wrong, but I'm sure Betway have said, oh, you're not having that. You can have shirts with Betway on or nothing at all. So, yeah, that was a bit disappointing, a bit petty for me, I don't think. And obviously, as a club, West Ham should have said, no, well, we want to show Mark Noble in all his kits what he wore. So, we respect, you sponsor us, but we want to show reality. So that does disappoint me a little bit. We don't take anything away from that. It's actually a poster as well given away inside for the kids as well that you can stick on your wall. So, but again, a good image. Could have been, could have been a bit better, I suppose. But as I say, it's only because it's been ruined a little bit by that Betway thing. But he who pays the piper, Betway pay the money, so they probably put the foot down. But yeah, they certainly got plenty of Betways on it. Anyway, that's for sure. And I'm not sure they're all legit kits that have Betway on them. They probably are, but as I said, I'm not a West Ham fan. I don't know how long Betway have been around, but I wouldn't have minded seeing like Dagenham Motors and stuff like that. But only a small quibble, but certainly a good cover, well worth number 3. And at number 2, yeah, now this is another recent programme. Obviously, we had West Ham, and before that, of course, away from home, we went to this team, didn't we? Yeah, Wolves. A great cover. And if you like me and my history, and the actual picture there goes over to the back page as well. So that's a great Wolves away, of course. On the 11th of May 2022, one of the more recent programmes. And again, another homage to this time a founding member of the club, Wolves, and their longest serving manager. And it's the centenary of his retirement and death, so that's the significance of it. And as I said, there's a great image of that gentleman with the ground, the backdrop of Molineux in 1920. There's a better picture inside the programme, actually, the full thing without, obviously, the image of this Jack Adam Brook sort of blocking it out. So there's a great picture inside as well. I do love the old ground images. I do. I love looking at some of the modern grounds that are still there. Let's face it, Molineux's still there in the same spot. All right, it's changed a bit, but I just certainly, there's nothing wrong with the Etihad and all these new stadiums, but it's great to see the older stadiums as they were, and you can look at them as they are now and imagine, can't you? So I do like that. And the great thing for that one for me is you probably, I don't know if you can make it out on screen or you've got the programme, but there's guys playing bowls. Yeah, they're playing Crown Green bowling by the looks of it. And obviously they've got a great view of the pitch as well. So that sort of made me chuckle a little bit. Obviously it's quite high up. So whether the ground's in a dip or the bowling green's high up, I'm not too sure. I have been to Wolves, but I can't remember the sort of topological layout around the ground, etc. But yeah, it's great. And as I said, the image is on the front and carries onto the back as well. And this, I thought when I saw this, that's my favourite this season. So, but only at number 2 though, aren't we? So there must have been one better than it. And I don't think I've been biased in this. Say that Wolves one was great, fantastic. But I'm going to go back to March. Yeah, I'm going to go back to March. And this one for me is just my favourite. I'm no bias, guys. This is my favourite cover of the season. Not because it's City, just because it is. As I said, I'm not great on the City programme as far as content's concerned, but I think that one wins it hands down. Of course, the City cover going back to the United game on the 6th of March 2022. I'm not sure the thinking behind it. I'm not sure the reasons behind it. There's nothing in the programme that I could see. I might have missed it. If you know anything, guys, let me know. And of course, it's a play on the Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen poster. Of course, Edison crossing his gloves there. West Ham fans don't get all giddy. Obviously, as in Freddie Mercury pose for the Bohemian Rhapsody poster or cover, if you like. For that, and of course, he's accompanied by Gundogan, Foden, and Bernardo. I'm not sure the significance of that. I mean, you would expect someone like KDB to be on it, but obviously, he may have featured a bit more on the City programmes. So yeah, it's just a great image. As I said, forgive me, I don't know the reasoning behind it. I can't say this is because of such and such. I just think it's because it looks good. So in the same way, the one with the Liverpool and the marquee headline was because it looked good as well. But in all fairness, that's my favourite. That was my favourite of the season. I mean, do you agree with me? Do you not? Do you collect programmes? What do you think? Is there any you've seen that are better? Send us an image. I mean, if other clubs, if any guys watching from other clubs, or you've got programmes from other clubs with great covers, let me know. But I hope you enjoyed this little bit of fun anyway. The top 10 programme covers for the 21-22 season. So I've enjoyed myself, and it's good to see City top of the table. Not just in real football, but in programme covers as well. But let's improve the content, guys, going forward. Anyway, let me know what your favourite was. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, please. Make sure your family stays safe. Until we meet again, come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.